This morning on the Huddle, we're going to be talking about another important YouTube topic that we, as new and existing YouTube content creators, need to be aware of. That topic is, how do you learn to collaborate with other content creators on YouTube? How do you collaborate with them? How do you reach out to someone that you want to work with? What are the steps that me and you need to take to learn so that we are not struggling and doing it the wrong way and trying to collaborate with someone on YouTube? Do me a favor, grab yourself a cup of coffee, huddle up, because it's time for the huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to find your passion and your purpose on YouTube, then I want to welcome you to the Huddle live stream. Also, those of you who are joining me for the first time or watching this live stream as a returning viewer, we want to welcome you to the Huddle. And those of you who who will watch the replay, we say good morning to you as well. So this morning we want to talk about how to collaborate with other YouTube creators. And so let's get into this topic. I know it's a busy Saturday for a lot of us, and so I appreciate you taking the time to watch this live stream. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from, as you get the notification that we are now live. And so let's open up this discussion on how to collaborate with other YouTube creators on YouTube, especially if you're new to YouTube, and especially if you've been doing it for a while, but yet you want to collaborate with someone, but you just don't know the steps of how to reach out someone. So let me share with you a principle that I try to really live my life by. And that is to understand that the journey of life was never intended for me and you to travel alone, but the journey of life was intended for us to be able to travel into partnership and collaborate with others. This principle that I live by um, also became very clear to me, important to me, when I saw the movie Everest. If you've ever seen the movie Everest, it's about, some mountain climbers who made the journey and the trek to climb what was called the dangerous mountain in the world, because so many people have lost their lives. So many people have attempted to try to summit or to climb Mount Everest. But one of the most important things that I learned about the movie is that trying to climb Mount Everest is not something that an individual should do alone. You have to do it with a team. You have to collaborate, and you have to work with others to be able to accomplish that goal. In the movie, there were individuals who had summited and climbed Mount Everest maybe 2 to 3 to almost 7 times, just constantly coming back for the challenge. But each time they went to summit Mount Everest, to climb Mount Everest, and also to get back down Mount Everest, they had to work in concert with other people. And so that's where collaboration comes in. As YouTube creators, when we're starting out on YouTube, we have these ideas, we have these dreams, these goals of what we want to accomplish. And trying to do it alone can be very daunting. And so, as we're in this journey, we will then be able to form and develop new relationships with individuals, or will connect with new people whose channels we subscribe, and we have a desire to want to work with other individuals. And I found personally, through my own personal experience as a content creator, when you begin to learn how to collaborate with others, you will see the growth on your channel that you desire. Some of the growth may be slow, some of the growth may be fast, but you'll see some growth because you're learning how to collaborate. And so tip number one is to understand the benefits of collaboration, the benefits of collaboration, and not so much from the standpoint of the benefit of what you get out of it as a content creator, what I get out of it as a content creator, but the other individual or individuals that you collaborate, the benefit they will get out of it is. And so I wrote down 3 bullet points. Benefit number one is that both parties or individuals who are in the collaboration together will be able to be exposed to a new audience. So if you are a new or YouTube creator who's made about maybe 30 to 50 videos, you're right on the cusp of getting your first 100 subscribers, or you have your first 100 subscribers, but you're still in this trek, you're still in the journey of climbing Mount YouTube. That's what we'll call it, Mount YouTube. And so you want to start collaborating. Well, you need to understand that collaboration will open you and those that you collaborate with new audience. So that's benefit number one. Number two, collaboration, when it's done right, it can be shared amongst each individual who is in the part of the collaboration. I think of, in the music industry, there was a song many years ago that Jay-Z and Alicia Keys made together called New York. And it became a very popular and hit record, and became a major anthem for New York City in the state of New York, because before that time, New York had the anthem of Frank, Frank, I can't think of his name, I can't, Blue Eyes. Those of you in the chat who are watching me, watching this live stream, just put his name. I know his name. He's known across in the music industry as Old Blue Eyes, but I can't think of his name. I think it's Frank something, but he made a song called New York, and that became New York and New York City's anthem. But Alicia Keys and Jay-Z and those that they were working with, collaborating together, they came up with a song called New York. And so it was work that was shared with one another. So what am I saying? As YouTube creators, when we are collaborating with one another, we have to be willing to say, okay, I'm willing to do this part. You're willing to do this part. You're willing to do this part. I'm willing to do that part. And as you collaborate and work together, and if you're creating a video, if you're creating a live stream together, each person doing their part for the success of the live stream or video going live, and the audience being able to see it so that you can get more views and more growth on not only for that video but for each of your own channels. And so tip number three, um, the benefit of collaboration can also lead to other opportunities. As you collaborate with other individuals, you'll be exposed to that person's audience, and they will be exposed to your audience. But then, as you're exposed to that person's audience, or if someone sees you doing a collaboration, it may then inspire someone else to say, okay, I've watched how this person has cut their teeth for the first time in learning to collaborate with someone else. Now I want them to maybe possible collaborate with me in my project. So it's going to create new opportunities for us in learning to collaborate. And so this morning we're talking about 7 tips how to collaborate with other YouTube creators. If you're watching me here in the live stream this morning, drop down in the chat and let me know where you're watching me from. And if you're getting great value out of this discussion, this morning's live stream, do me a favor, smash the like button by clicking the thumbs up and share this live stream. Share this live stream this morning with some other YouTube creators who are new in the game, and share this on your favorite social media channel. So let's get to tip number two. Tip number two is to understand the different types of collaboration. Okay, so now you've made up in your mind you want to collaborate with someone, um, or a party of individuals. So what are some of your options in doing collaborations? Well, there is the collaboration where if you're both fortunate to be in the same city and state, you can then both sit down together and record and upload a video to YouTube with you both together in the same place. That's a form of collaboration. Another form of collaboration could be if you are not fortunate to be in the same city and state and location, is you're in one place and that person is in another, so you record your portion of the video and then they record their portion of the video, and then you exchange those videos, what they call video to video collaboration, through either Google Drive, through Dropbox, or some other, through WinZip Drive. And so you exchange that, and then you basically put those videos together into one video, and then you upload it to YouTube. And so that's a second form of collaboration. A third form of collaboration, which we do quite frequently here on the Huddle, is the interview collaboration, which we've been fortunate enough to interview individuals like Steve Worthy from Worthy Retail U. We've been fortunate to interview like our good friend Eileen Smith. We've been fortunate to interview individuals like Dale L. Roberts from Self-Publishing Debt with Dale. We've been fortunate to even interview individuals like Benji Travis, some video influencers, and we'll get into how those collaborations came to be, and how those things fell in place for me, because it's important to understand how to reach out to someone. But those are just three of the types of collaborations that you can do. Video, where you both are in the same city and state. Video to video, where you may be in different places and you have to kind of exchange through Google Drive or Dropbox. And then the interview collaboration. As a bonus tip, another collaboration could be a shout out collaboration of shouting out another person's YouTube channel. As I said, a good friend of mine like Steve Worthy, we've developed a great relationship. We've developed a great relationship with Spoken Audio, with Mr. Robert Reed. And so and certainly Mr. James Hicks, who has a YouTube channel. So the shout out collaboration is another good way. And then also AJ, the CEO YouTube channel with AJ Holmes, he is another individual. So the shout out collaboration is another form of collaboration where you are working with one another and giving each one another a platform on each other's channel. And so that's another one. Tip number three. Let me just scroll down and get my notes down here some. Okay, tip number three. There we go. We got to learn how to find individuals we want to collaborate with. How do you find someone you want to collaborate? And these three tips, these points that I'm going to give you from tip three, they're not the only way of doing it, but I think they're a starting point for a new YouTuber who's starting out on YouTube. Tip number one can be looking at who's in, not tip number one, but point number one from tip number three is looking at who is um, commenting on your YouTube videos, who's commenting in your live streams, who's consistently there every time you upload a video, every Wednesday or every Monday or every Friday, whatever your upload schedule is, once a week, twice a week. When the video is posted, whose comments are you consistently seeing there? That could be a person who's demonstrated that they have an interest in the content that you have. You have a shared interest in terms of the audience that you're trying to reach because they're part of that same audience. They're also subscribed to the channel. That is a way of kind of looking at in your YouTube analytics in the back of your YouTube channel and identifying who that person is and saying, okay, let me go visit their YouTube channel and let me see what type of content that do they make. And if you have, if not the same but similar types of content, you may be a possible good match to be want to do a collaboration. Another way of being able to find someone to collaborate with is you see the person in your comments, you've seen that they're subscribed to your channel. You may be able to take it a step further where you can be able to follow them or connect with them on Facebook or LinkedIn, or if it's someone that you're interested in and you are consistently in their comments, you are making comments and adding value and contributing to their channel, and you're subscribed to their channel. Maybe you want to try to connect with them on off of YouTube through LinkedIn or Facebook. LinkedIn, for me, is definitely a platform that I've used over this year in connecting with other individuals to collaborate with, because it's more of a professional social media page channel, and so it's about business, unlike Snapchat, unlike TikTok, where that's more for fun and entertainment. Instagram more for fun and entertainment. So I focus more within LinkedIn. I also use Facebook groups that individuals who share the same interest and passion may be a part of those groups that I have an interest and passion in. And that can be another way of being able to connect. So those are just 3 points of tip 3 that you can be able to connect with someone. Another way, another way of being able to connect with someone is to be able to understand how to reach out to them. Now you got your vehicles and your avenues of how you want to try to connect with someone, but now how do you reach out to them? How do you reach out to them? And so here's 7 points of tip 4. I was trying to keep them all to each 3 points, but this tip here I think is the most important in the process of how to collaborate with other YouTube creators, how to collaborate with maybe even doing a podcast show, maybe doing, working with a video influencer, collaborating with an editor, collaborating with someone, even possibly one day collaborating and doing a brand deal or sponsorships, working with, someone that's of the same industry of doing YouTube. So point number 1 is don't spam the person's inbox. So now you're connected with them through the Facebook group, and maybe you connected with them on Facebook, you've connected with them on LinkedIn. Don't start spamming the person's inbox saying, "Hey, I would love for you to collaborate with me. Hey, I would love for you to collaborate with me. I would love to collaborate with you." Don't spam the person's inbox, because the the algorithms of either Facebook or LinkedIn, they will see that, and ultimately, if you start spamming someone, then the systems will take the necessary approach and stop your attempt. So you don't want to spam someone. Think about it when someone is sending you an email and they're trying to ask you to be a part of their email marketing list. Um, you don't want someone constantly sending you spam email. That's the reason why these email platforms like Gmail, Google, and um, um, Outlook have created these spam tools to be able to stop people from spamming those individuals who use their services. So you don't want to be spamming individuals. Point number 2, learn collaboration etiquette. Learn collaboration etiquette the same way there's a proper etiquette in how you you relate and connect with individuals, there's a collaboration etiquette. And you say, well, what's that collaboration etiquette? Learn how to have a thoughtful pitch. What ties into this point. Learn to have a thoughtful pitch and a thoughtful approach of how you reach someone. When I reach out to someone like Mr. Steve Worthy, or the number one email strategist, Letitia Campbell. So I'm doing a shout out um, collaboration right now. I'm going to send them a brief um, message in the inbox because I'm connected with them, and kind of share with them the ideas that I kind of have for the collaboration and why I would like for them to come on the huddle, because of their area of expertise and how I think it will add value to my audience in growing as new and existing YouTube creators, and how to use something like email marketing, for example. And so I just use a small approach, brief pitch and approach that's thoughtful and that ties into what they're doing. And and then I ask for them to provide me their email address, which they graciously then do. And then I then email them out the plan, which we'll get into in another tip of how the run of show would be, the questions that I would like to ask them, because my collaborations on the huddle are interview collaborations. And so it's an interview type segment where I am able to kind of bring them on the huddle, highlight what they're doing on YouTube, on their YouTube channel, and the audience that they are reaching out to. And so being able to do those things are all important. Um, Another important tip is to do a discovery call, especially if you don't personally have developed an online or personal relationship with the individual. Ask to do a discovery call with them, either through Google Meets or through Zoom, because just because now a person may have share the same interests or similar like passions with you in the niche audience that you're trying to reach, it's important to do a discovery call just to kind of get to know one another online, and to see if there's some chemistry, that make sure that there's chemistry there, that you both can flow together. um so when it's time to do the collaboration, there's no surprises. And so a discovery call gives you the opportunity to find out, is the person comfortable being on camera? Maybe they're the type of YouTube content creator where, if you are a food channel, and maybe you are a food channel, but they like to focus more on putting the spotlight on the food that they make, and they're very seldom ever seen in the video. They're very seldom ever seen in the thumbnail. But then you may be the type of food channel where you not only spotlight your food, but you're also on the camera as well. You're the type of person who likes to do live streams with your food content or tech content, but that individual may not be comfortable with doing that. And so they kind of put all of the focus on the tech and the products that they're doing, that they're with. They're putting all the focus on the food that they're preparing and sharing their audience. And so if you don't do a discovery call and you don't understand those things, and it's time to now do the collaboration, you're going to be in for a big surprise. And it may be a type of video or a live stream that may not truly add value to each of your audiences because of the disconnect. And so you want to do a discovery call. And then the last point that I want to say is here, do your research. Do your research. Just adjusting my notes here to the next tip, which is going to be number 5. Do your research on the individual. And likewise, they should be doing their research on you, finding out how long you've both been on YouTube together, finding out the type of audience that you're trying to each reach, learning about each other's goals of why you're on YouTube. Maybe you are a person who's just uploading and making videos, and you're getting great responses by getting a lot of views and some subscribers, but it's not your intent to go full time on YouTube. It's not your goal to monetize your YouTube channel apart from YouTube AdSense, that's not your goals. And so, whereas the other person, that's important. Like for me, when I look to do collaborations, I'm trying to collaborate with other individuals. That monetization is important to them. Understanding about, how to, over the long haul, be on YouTube, being in it, being a part of a niche that I can monetize. Those are the type of individuals that I'm working with. And so doing my research is very important, because people have their own, purposes and their own agendas of why they do online video and live streams. And it's important to make sure that by each you doing your research, you can make sure that this person is a good fit for your show, for your video, and most importantly for your audience. Hey, if you are getting great value out of this live stream discussion on the 7 tips of how to collaborate with other content creators on YouTube, smash the like button by clicking the thumbs up, hit the share button and share this video. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. If you have any questions about how to collaborate on YouTube with another content creator, if you are a YouTube content creator and you have some questions on this topic, drop in the chat and we'll pull those comments up for you. And those of you who will watch the replay, give us a hashtag replay for watching the replay, and in the comment section, leave me your questions that you may have about collaborating. All right, so let's go to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is it's important to understand why people struggle to be able to do collaborations with other individuals. And so here's 4 points from tip 5. Number one, point number one is you don't have enough content yet on your channel. You just started your channel. You've only uploaded one video, and yes, you had maybe about 200 to 300 people who viewed the video, and now you want to collaborate with someone. Well, nobody knows you, my brother. Nobody knows you, my sister. You don't have any content yet. You're all, yeah, you had some views and everything. You had a great video that got maybe 200 300 videos or views or 500 views, but still no one knows you from the YouTube world. And so it's about getting some more content, a body of work. Also, it's about being consistent, which ties into point number 1 to go to point number 2, being consistent in uploading videos. Get a body of work there so that people can learn more about you and your channel, and understand who the audience that you're trying to reach, what type of audience is being attracted to the videos that you upload and you post on YouTube, so that as they do their research on you, they kind of understand who you are. In business, people do business with who they like, who they know, and who they trust. Who they like, who they know, and who they trust. Well, you're only going to collaborate with someone you've come to like, who you've come to know, and who you've come to say I'm willing to trust in doing this collaboration with. So it's important. And if you don't do these things, you're going to struggle. If you don't have enough content, you're going to struggle in getting collaborations with someone. You're going to struggle if you're not consistent. Also, you may be asking people who you're just not a good match for. Again, doing your research on the individual, um, getting to understand who they are as a content creator, and even in some ways trying to get to know who they are as a person. Because if you go on social media and you kind of follow them or subscribe to them or connect with them, they will give you enough information over time about who they are personally, about their character, about their values, their core values. They'll give you enough information about it to see if it aligns. So for me, my core values are faith, family, and in integrity. Those are my core values. My channel's core values is about helping new and existing YouTube creators about finding their passion, finding their purpose, and growing on YouTube, growing their income, growing their influence, and broadening um, their opportunities to be able to reach a broader audience. All of these things are a part of my channel, and so individuals should be able to know that, will know that as they make a decision to want to collaborate with me. But if all of those things are not known, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle, and it's going to get frustrating because you can't um, collaborate. You don't have enough of an existing relationship with the person. You connected with the individual on LinkedIn. They accepted your request. Um, but you don't have enough of an online relationship. And when I say relationship, because we're in this world, in this society where live stream and online videos has become more important. There's things like Zoom, through being able to do online meetings with individuals. You got to develop more of an online relationship with them, where they know who you are, you know who they are, and relationships helps us to be able to determine if this individual is going to be a good match. And if there's not of an existing relationship, there's the struggle. Another bonus tip point is that sometimes the small YouTube creators, we have these lofty ideas and dreams and desires to want to collaborate with bigger YouTube creators who have bigger subscribers and more views than we do, because we have this desire or this idea of thinking, if I'm able to connect with a bigger channel, it's going to expose me to more of an audience that'll get me seen by their audience. And this is true. However, that individual is also going to look at and say, well, how does me collaborating with you help my audience? Not so much as them as a content creator, but how does it help their audience? How can you add value to their audience? And if that question can't be answered, then as a result, the collaboration is not going to fit. Now, when I start reaching out to individuals like Benji Travis from Video Influencers, Dale L. Roberts, Dan Courier from Creative Fundamental, who is also the host of People of Video conference, which is actually going on this weekend. Um, when I began to reach out to them, the things that I talked about, developing a relationship, being consistent in their comment section, being in their part of their live streams, and being subscribed to their channel, they knew who I was. There was enough of an online relationship that was there. Then number two, they understood my core values as a channel, and they saw how it aligned with their channel. And then number three, they understood the brand and message that I had. And so as a result, I was able to connect with them, and they were willing to say, yes, I'm willing to collaborate with you. And so I was fortunate. And so if you are looking to try to collaborate with a Roberto Blake or Nick Nimmin, or a Sean Cannell, you may be trying to get ahead of yourself. You know, when I started doing live streaming on YouTube, I started doing live stream interviews with family and friends. I cut my teeth. I brought family and friends on, and I said, "Here is the topic I want to discuss." A lot of my content in the early days wasn't focused a lot about on YouTube. It was focused more on manhood and kingdom manhood, in the sense of how does a man learn how to have a true relationship with God, and a true relationship with his family, and a true relationship with other men. And so that topic and content was the type of content that I could bring family and friends on to discuss. And so I had to learn to cut my teeth how to do interview collaborations, learning how to reach out to someone, and learning how to plan and put things together. So before you start reaching out to someone who has over 100,000 subscribers and you only got 25 subscribers, you got to put in the reps, you got to put in the work. And so, you know, These things, if you do them, you'll understand these things that can help you not struggle and get collaborations. Um, hey, if you're getting great value out of our discussion on 7 tips of how to collaborate with other YouTube creators, um, smash the like button by clicking the thumbs up. Share this live stream on your favorite social media channel. Share it with another YouTube creator that is growing, and that is developing their channel, and they're trying to get their first 100 subscribers. They're trying to get their first 1,000 subscribers, and they want to use collaboration as a form of growing their channel. Share this live stream. Also, if you haven't had an opportunity yet to subscribe to this channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Um, Click the like buttons and click the alert notification button. Tip number 6 here is how to plan out the collaboration. And we've kind of touched on it throughout this live stream of how to collaborate with other YouTubers. But again, how to have a plan in place. So when you email the individual that you want to collaborate with, they see a plan. If you're not planning out your live streams, if you're not planning out your videos that you're trying to record and upload, you're not planning to be successful. You're planning to, unfortunately, your lack of planning is going to result in you not being successful. The lack of planning is going to result in you possibly failing. And so, yes, I'm a person who likes to be spontaneous and wants to put things together at the last moment, and to call people and say, "Hey, look, I'm doing something. I'm going live in about 30 minutes. If you have some free time, here's the link. Jump on." Um, but you don't know what agenda and plans that they have. And so all of a sudden now you're kind of interrupting people to stop what they're doing to say, Come watch what I'm doing, come be a part of what I'm doing." And that's not going to work. So you have to have a plan in place when you're reaching out to someone to collaborate with you on YouTube, especially in the live stream. Live streams on YouTube have become so popular now. It's become the things where people have their own shows. And you have to have a plan in place when you bring on your guests. They can clearly see what you're asking of them, the questions that you have for them that you would want them to ask, and to understand the flow of your show, so that way you can have a great piece of content that's going to really add value to the audience. Because at the end of the day, the content is for the audience. Even after collaborating and bringing people together, it's still about the audience. Their audience that you're going to be exposed to, your audience that your guest is going to be exposed to. And if it's put together sloppy, you're going to see the results of it in the lack of views, in the no clicks. You're going to see in your YouTube analytics a bunch of impressions of people looking at the thumbnail. Maybe the thumbnail was, you know, attractive enough to click on, but when they actually click on it and they see how poorly it was put together, how it's poorly planned, they're not going to want to be about it. Also contacting the individual by email, and getting the email of the person that you're going to collaborate, so you can communicate back and forth by email instead of trying to do it by text messaging or instant messenger, um, or DMing them in Instagram or Twitter, emailing them. And one of the things that I'm going to be looking at using is Calendarly, and Calendarly helps you to put a system in place where you can just send them out a request and say, if you're interested in being on the show, here are the dates that I have available for you. Please select the date. Then after you select the date, here are the topics of the interview collaboration that I would like to do with you. If there's any other topics or ideas that you would want to incorporate with this, put that down as well. Upload your profile picture, upload a small bio, so that way you're not kind of going back and forth trying to get these things at the last minute when it's time to do the interview collaboration, or video to video. So contact by email, suggesting ideas, which we talked about through Calendarly, and determining how you will get each other content to one another. If you do have to do a video, if it's going to be by Dropbox or Google Drive, planning these things out. Tip number 7 is understand. I think if this is an important tip that I believe we all need to reflect on and learn after we've done a collaboration. Understand how we can improve the next collaboration, how we can become better. Understand the mistakes that can be made in the process of collaborating with other YouTube creators or podcasters or just in business or in the industry that's important to you. If you're watching this live stream and you clicked on this title and description about the 7 tips of how to collaborate with other YouTube creators, and that is understanding that only reaching out to larger content creators um, when you don't have enough of a track record and a body of work. So you're fortunate enough to get um, Dale Roberts on your show to collaborate with you. But then you instead of you working with individuals where you're at, maybe you're at 100 to 500. So instead of reaching out to someone who has over 50 to 100,000 subscribers, maybe learn to reach out to individuals that have maybe 1,000 to 2,500. Reach out to those individuals in that, and then also reach out to individuals that are 100 to 500 and work with one another. Because if you don't do that, then that's a mistake that you're making. And as a result, it's going to result in not having successful collaborations. um, Giving up too soon. You started wanting to collaborate with someone or individuals, but as a result, you're not having any success and you keep giving up. Look at these other 6 tips that we talked about here, along with tip number 7, and put those things in perspective and don't be so quick to give up. Reaching out in the wrong way. Again, that we talked about spamming individuals. We talked about not understanding the proper etiquette in learning how to collaborate with someone and reach out to someone. And so when you're reaching out the wrong way, it's going to unfortunately lead to mistakes. Failing to do your research, that's another mistake. That's going to lead to unfortunately not having successful collaborations. Having no creativity in how you're going to reach out to them. You just, again, that's kind of overlapping what I'm saying, but I'm trying to hammer the point about reaching out the wrong way, having no creativity in how you're going to reach out to someone, and not building any relation. And it goes back to what we said in the beginning, not building any online relationships with individuals that you desire to collaborate with. I've started making some connections with other individuals off of YouTube on some other social media pages, and I've reached out to them and said, "Hey, look, I would love for you to come on and be a part of the huddle and be a part of my show. Here's a sample of individuals that I've been fortunate to have on to interview, and individuals and individuals that are well established." But as a result, I either get no response back from them because maybe they're busy right now and they just got too many things going on and they just can't they don't have the time to respond to all of those many requests that they're getting. It's just not from you, but from others. So that's another important to understand. And then also maybe because my approach of how I reached out to them when I don't haven't built any relationship with them results in not having any collaborations. And so, question of the day here. Let's get to the question of the day. Have you did your first YouTube collaboration with another YouTube creator? Have you did your first YouTube collaboration with another content creator? Drop down in the comment section and give me your feedback. And then as a follow-up, um, if it's yes, and you did your first, how did it go? How did it go? And what did you learn from it? And that will help you to prepare to be able to do your next collaboration with another content creator. Drop down in the comment section and give me your feedback on this important question. And so, again, we wanted to put this together to share with you as a tutorial. This is a topic that is important to me about collaborations. I am also in the process of putting an online course together on this. And so I felt, okay, before I put the online course together, let's get this out in a live stream. Let's see what type of feedback I get on it. I realize this is going to be a long live stream here, typically than what our long live streams are. But we're also going to put some this together in some shorter videos. But ultimately, the goal is to put an online course together on this topic. So be on the lookout for that. And so, hey, if you're getting great value out of this, give me a hashtag value, smash the like button by clicking the thumbs up and sharing this on your favorite social media channel. So that's it for this live stream huddle with yours truly, Walter Strong III. And to those of you who will watch the replay, I am so truly grateful for you. Those of you who are part of the Huddle community who continue to subscribe to this channel, we are grateful for to you. And drop down in the comment section for me or in the chat if there are any topics on YouTube that you would like for us to discuss in a future live stream on the Huddle, and we will take those into consideration. So, well, that's it for this show. I think we've covered everything. And as we close out, we always close out by saying, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail in your life. Make a quality decision and allow the Lord's purpose to prevail in your life. We will see you on the next live stream huddle. Until next time, God bless.